Americans do not like wagons or hatchbacks, and Subaru has been very responsive to our changing taste. The poor-selling legacy wagon became the best-selling Outback, and the Impreza hatchback became this Crosstrek. This is now the second generation of the model, which inherits all the latest updates from last year's all-new Impreza. Like always, our review will cover not just this loaded limited trim, but also the other trims and their various options. So let's go ahead and see if the Outback's formula can be applied successfully once again.
We are happy to tell you that we have now partnered with Quantrail Subaru, located in Lexington, Kentucky, so we'll now be bringing you Subaru reviews. If you'd like to find out more information about their dealership and massive inventory of new Subarus, then click the link to their website provided in the video description.
This is the standard Subaru key fob that you get on the Limited, with keyless access and push-button start. Now before we check out the all-new design inside and out, let's first pop the hood. Under the hood, the Crosstrek has new stuff, but follows the same formula as the first gen. That means the one and only engine continues to be a 2-liter boxer 4. It does now have direct injection, and power has been increased to 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. As expected, all models come standard with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, but there are 2 transmissions to choose from. Base and premium models have a standard 6-speed manual with the option of a CVT, while the Limited comes standard with the CVT. By the way, that transmission can now simulate 7 gear changes for a more traditional feel. As far as fuel economy goes, the new Crosstrek doesn't really gain any efficiency. With the CVT, it achieves 27 city, 33 highway, 29 combined, and with the manual it drops a surprising amount to 23 city, 29 highway, 25 combined. Now that we've covered the basics, let's check out the new exterior. Like I've already mentioned, the Crosstrek is part of the Impreza family, so it does share a lot of the same styling elements. That said, however, the front fascia is different. It has a strong resemblance to the Outback in shape, but the honeycomb interior is different. Also, the black material looks like fake carbon fiber, the same as I saw on the WRX. The headlights are now fully LED with LED daytime running lights on the Limited, and they even swivel with the steering. If you get the 2 lower trims, you get halogen headlights instead. And down below you'll find fog lamps on all but the base model. Of course, what really makes this car unique is that it has 8.7 inches of ground clearance. That's a lot, not just for this class, but even compared to SUVs much bigger. Coming out to the wheels, all trims get hands-on options. This being the Limited means we get the largest ones, 18 inches with a black contrast star design. The other 2 trims get 17-inch alloys, which have a surprisingly close design to these. The brakes are 11.6-inch ventilated disc in the front and 10.8-inch solid disc in the rear. The tires are all seasons across the lineup. For the mirrors, they are heated and body colored on all but the base trim. The Limited adds the turn signals and the standard blind spot monitoring on the backside. From the side profile is where the Impreza roots really start to come into focus. It's got the same body lines and the same 176-inch length as the Impreza 5-door. It also rides on Subaru's new global platform, so it's thoroughly different from the outgoing model as far as the suspension is concerned. Safety is one of Subaru's main marketing points, so as expected, the Crosstrek earns top marks here. It was just rated as a top safety pick plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and contributing to that best possible rating is the optional eyesight safety equipment package. It includes adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking, lane keep assist, and auto high beam headlights. But be aware that it's only available on premium and limited only with the CVT. Heading around to the rear, you'll continue to find Impreza styling, adapted to look more rugged and macho. The taillights are similar to recent Subarus in shape, but they're not LED or anything. Under the bumper, there is an exhaust pipe. For towing, you have a reasonable 1,500 pounds, which ties the larger Forester. The fuel tank on the Crosstrek is actually bigger than the Forester's at 16.6 gallons. That gets the CVT model an impressive range of 481 miles, falling to 415 with the manual. These large roof rails are actually standard on every trim. I don't think they were on the outgoing model. Well, that's it for the exterior, so now let's see the new interior. The new Crosstrek has the latest and greatest Subaru design. Now there aren't a lot of different color choices, only black or gray on every trim, but you will find leather on the top end Limited. Premium adds some orange stitching to the seats, and Limited adds it to a few other places. Coming to the door trim, it looks surprisingly upscale. You have a stitched leather armrest, and then lots of leather through the middle. The upper part is also soft touch, and you have fairly convincing carbon fiber and aluminum. Only the front two windows are fully automatic. The driver's seat is 6-way power adjusting on the Limited only. The others get a 6-way manual one. The leather feels high quality, and I like the attractive octagon perforation and orange stitching. When you first look around, you'll notice that everything looks thoroughly modernized. The materials have also taken a step up market. All of the upper dash is made of a kind of rubbery soft-touch plastic, and all the models do get stitching, but it's orange only on the Limited. All the other body panels fit together without any gaps, and everything feels really solid. On Limited, press the button to start. After you do, the 8-inch display will fire up. The gauges are plain, but good and legible. You also get a large multifunction display that can scroll through a few things, though it's mostly for safety systems. But more importantly, you have another display, which is a 6.3-inch color one on the Limited. It has an absolute ton of info, and seems to include elements of both the multifunction display and the infotainment system. The Crosstrek has the newest Subaru steering wheel, with lots of buttons. On the other side, you have cruise control and safety systems. Models with the CVT do get paddle shifters. The steering wheel itself does manually adjust. As far as storage goes, the Trek has a good amount of space for a small vehicle. The center console is pretty deep and felt-lined, and you also have your connections here. Up in the front you have another good-sized cubby with a 12-volt outlet. Only the Limited gets this leather shifter. Bumping to the left allows for manual control, but only through the paddles. When you shift into reverse, a standard backup camera will appear. In addition to the trajectory, our model also has parking sensors. For the first time, X mode is now on the Crosstrek. It optimizes various vehicle systems for more competent off-road driving, just like it does on the other Subarus. Next to it, you have two-stage heated front seats on the Limited trim only. And coming up to the Climate itself, you get single-zone automatic on the Limited. The other trims have a manual setup, but it still has the same 3-knob design. The actual climate information appears up here in the secondary multifunction display. Now let's listen to the optional 432-watt, 8-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. I'm very impressed by how full this system sounds. Now let's take a quick look at the newest Starlink infotainment system. If you owned the previous Crosstrek, you'll immediately notice a big difference in the software and performance. First we'll go into apps. In here you have many things, but what you're probably worried about is the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Those are supported even on the lower end models that have the 6.5-inch screen. Next we'll go into media. In here I can play and pause the media, which is Bluetooth audio right now. The other sources line the left-hand side. Next up you have phone. This does the same basic stuff you've come to expect, like having all your contacts automatically sync over from your smartphone. Finally, we'll end with the navigation. This part is an optional add-on for the Limited only. Despite being a little slow, everything's much more responsive than on the last one. That's all I'll cover here, but if you want to see a detailed tutorial of the entire Starlink system, then check out our dedicated tech help video. A link is provided in the description. Coming up, we have the optional frameless glass auto-dimming mirror with HomeLink universal remotes. Oddly, some of the safety system buttons are up here. Our model also has the optional moonroof. This is available on both the Limited and Premium, but it's packaged with other stuff. So all in all, the Crosstrek's interior really impressed me. While it's certainly not the most flashy, luxurious, or high-tech, it seems to strike a really good balance. Additionally, the great visibility makes it feel even larger than it is. So overall, like many recent Subarus, it feels greater than the sum of its parts. Now my brother will demo all the remaining parts of the cabin. Somewhat surprisingly, materials from the front also carry through to the rear door trim. It's made of padded leather, perforated leather, and grain plastic. Your window is also power. Space-wise, the Crosstrek slots in at 35.4 inches of legroom and 37.7 inches of headroom. That does make it quite a bit smaller than the Forester for reference. The seats themselves are soft, and I really like the stitching. In the center you won't find any vents or plugs on anything. But you do get this fold-down center armrest with some cup holders inside. Up top there's an LED light, and further over is an assist strip. Legroom is actually one of the Crosstrek's strong suits, since I have an abundance of space even behind Drew's seating position. Sliding over, I still have plenty of room. Folding the seat is obviously not a hassle, since you can just pull on this button. That gives a flat loading floor, and it does have a rubber mat. There is no power tailgate option, so just grab the handle under the trunk. Once you do that, you'll find 20.8 cubic feet behind the second row, and a maximum of 55.3 cubic feet. That, of course, is around 20 cubic feet smaller than the Forester. But for everyday needs, I think this car would be more than enough. You do have a nice cargo cover, and a light to the left. Now the passenger seat is manually adjusting on all trims of the Crosstrek. The dash is a really nice grain plastic, and below it is a good sized stamp and glove box. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed this in-depth review on the 2018 Subaru Crosstrek Limited. Stay watching for a quick look at the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed. Come along with us next time.